friends, welcome to Getting Lippy With, a space where we can all vent, chat and share our daily struggles in the hopes of helping others deal with theirs. In a world where it's difficult to open up, there's no difficulty over here at Getting Lippy With. So grab your cuppa, biscuits, chocolate, whatever floats your boat, because whoever you are, wherever you are, let's get lippy! Also, I'm really excited that EOS are actually sponsoring this series. Thank you so much. I love their lip balms. They're a lip balm brand and they're sponsoring Getting Lippy. Like, what more?
Perfect.
I know. I'm with Nina as well, Nina V, who is a beauty lover, and you like EOS, don't you?
I love it.
Yes, we love it.
Are like getting one of those at the end? Or
yes, you can. Yes, you can. Take one, take two, take three. So I'm really excited to have Nina V on my podcast. If you don't know Nina, then you need to go and follow her on Instagram, YouTube, all things, everything, because Nina is phenomenal. But also, my baby girl, we haven't seen each other for like 10 months. It's quite sad.
I know.
But you've just told me that you started a charity. So can we talk about that before we go into Getting Lippy With?
Straight in?
I know. Do you want to go straight in or not?
I mean, I don't mind.
Okay, we'll go straight in. I think we go straight in.
Okay.
Tell me all about it.
So it's called B1 Foundation.
Wow, amazing. And you've got a little peach situation.
We have a project that I started called Peach. So we are covering prisons, environment, animals, children, and the homeless. So we're going into these institutions and just looking at everyone's well-being. So it's in and out. We go through mental health, yoga, meditation, helping them with trauma, because obviously those sections, prisons, homeless.
It's honestly, I watched something recently actually where this guy put himself on the streets.
Wow.
For 60 days, a guy, very privileged background, left his family and his newborn baby. I was like, I don't know how you left a newborn baby, but left his family and went onto the streets in Manchester for 20 days, London for 20 days, and Glasgow for 20 days. And he wanted to do like an experiment, and the things that he witnessed, and it's just so devastating.
I mean, a lot of people, especially the homeless and in prison, they go through such traumatic childhoods. Things that, their upbringing that brings them to where they are now.
Because the thing is, everyone has something that has put them somewhere.
Exactly.
And people sometimes think that it could never happen to them.
Right.
But it really can.
And it's not black and white. I mean, things happen in life. Shit happens.
Yeah.
So you have to understand where that trauma comes from and actually heal it. Without healing that, no one can really proceed in life. No one can have a better mental health, better life, better overall
I think that's
well-being.
amazing that you're actually doing that, because I genuinely believe that so many people are brought into this world and aren't fortunate enough to have a good background.
Right.
They then go off the rails and things happen to them.
Right.
But what they need is a hand to go, here, we're here, we can help. And I think that is phenomenal.
I mean, with the foundation, it's purely to, look at our surroundings, look at the people around us, and just figure out where the issues lie. And those 5 sections for me in society and life are really important. And so that's why I started Peach within B1 Foundation. And we're just trying to raise consciousness in all forms. Like, what is around us? What are we doing in daily life? Can we lend a helping hand here or there? Or what are we doing in our personal lives with our family, with our friends? And it's just finding that purpose.
Mental health is such a big thing as well.
Huge.
Everyone, growing up, I didn't even know about it really. I just didn't.
Right.
And
but you experience it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then you don't really understand it till you get older.
Right.
And you look at your parents, and I think I did come from a family that have had mental health struggles.
Right.
Be it, even if it's further on in the family or whatever, but I have witnessed, my mum, I know she wouldn't mind me saying this, she did actually suffer from postnatal depression and all those things, but obviously I didn't even know about that, because I was young, I was a baby, so actually...
And she was young.
And she was very young, she was 20 when she had my older brother, so she had to go through all that, and she didn't have parents around her helping her, and I think that I've been very lucky. I've grown up in a family that it's talked about, but in a lot of families, to society, we don't talk about it, do we? We don't say, I'm struggling today, I've got anxiety. And that's one thing I really urge you, if you're listening, that you can reach out and talk to people, because things that you go through, you're not abnormal.
The young females, but especially men, they don't talk.
They don't
talk.
It's something like 4 out of 5 suicides are men.
It's a high number.
It's a high
and it changes
number.
every year, so it's really, really difficult to
pinpoint.
Exactly. 85% of the homeless suffer with mental health disorders. And
I think if we could target that, we could help generate our society, like around us.
Right. And our programs that we offer free of charge, of course, to the homeless in the prisons, all these institutions that we're going into, they are free of charge because you can't deprive people of a better
Of their basic right to be better.
Well-being.
Yeah.
Simple as that. And you have to really look at the causes. As I said, trauma, PTSD, anxiety, stress.
Well, I've got a lot of subscribers that listen to me and watch me, and they actually were there at the Manchester bombing attacks. And they are so young, and they message me and they're like,
they suffer with PTSD.
Yeah. And I didn't even really know about that until my subscribers actually opened my eyes to it. And, you know, I think that it must be so difficult to have to go through that at such a young age, or any age. And I just think that it's amazing that we're talking more than we ever did.
Right.
We are talking more now.
It is a big thing now, which is why this is a perfect time. And again, the event that I'm mentioning to you guys earlier, September 21st, it's in London, so very accessible. And it's open to a large amount of people, so people can attend. Tickets will be sold later later on. But it's big, and it's raising awareness for Peach and just our general work, and just introducing yoga to the masses.
I need to start yoga. Like, I genuinely need to start yoga. I think I need to start yoga. Like, actually, I think that with my stomach problem and all these things, I stress out so much. The other night, I won't mention the topic of what it was about, but I lost sleep. I couldn't actually sleep because I couldn't choose between two things. And I was up all night. My fiance came to the lounge and he was like, Imogen, are you all right? And I was like, and you know what he said to me? He went, do you know how horrible it is to be in the bed on my own? I was like, oh, poor you, hun, you're sleeping. Don't worry about it. I was like, you're sleeping? I can't sleep. I've been awake from 12 o'clock till 7 a.m. in the morning, wide awake, looking at YouTube videos of trying to, and it was like, I think I need something to help me relax, because as a person,
I think everybody goes through stuff. Everybody
but you're
has
a lot
something.
more chilled than me, you know that.
Yes, but we all have our issues.
Yeah, of course.
In one form or another, we all have something, whether it's present or from our past that we can't get over. And it really, really helps because it's truly a science. As I mentioned to you earlier, it's truly a science. It's been proven. There are studies out there. It is truly a science. So it's a major thing in my life that I'm working on, and we have an amazing team working really, really hard. And just trying to better people's well-being, mental health.
You've always wanted to do something like that as well.
Always.
I'm so glad you've come, because Nina's so wise.
Oh, stop.
I could listen to you talk. No, honestly, you are.
I mean, we've been friends for how many years?
I know. A long time. 3? 4?
4? I don't know.
No, because I met you. I've been doing YouTube for 2.5 years now.
So it must be 4.
It must be 4, because I met you like a year and a half before YouTube.
Yeah. Yes, that's right.
That night, that awful night.
That's crazy.
I took everyone to this club basically. I just met Nina. I just met Chloe.
Experience for me.
It was a horrible experience.
Traumatizing.
It's a nightclub in London where maybe you wouldn't take someone when you first meet them.
No.
If anyone knows, it's called The Box. And
don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh, is this ASMR?
Don't do it.
I love it so much.
I can't.
Oh my
Imogen, I
goodness.
can't.
Okay.
But yeah, that was crazy.
I know, Jesus Louise.
Crazy.
And now we're here.
Yeah.
How cute. I feel like I could not see you for ages and then just see you and it's just fine. It's the exact same.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
we
just
get along
chill.
so well.
Yeah, I know.
Very chill.
Oh.
Well, you're kind of the opposite to me in a good way.
I'm the opposite, which balance us.
Right.
Yeah. Like when I come to you, I'm like,
so
da, 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 and then you chill me out.
Like,
yeah, I know. Just calm
you
me
help
down.
me too, you know?
Calm me down. So we're going to get into the questions now. So I'm really grateful that some of you have sent us questions, which you have to follow us on Getting Lippy with on Instagram, because that way you can send us in your questions and we can then play them during the podcast, and then we can also answer them. I just feel like, I feel like it's a really nice way of getting to speak to my, audience, and then also being able to help people, because I know that a lot of people that send questions in, they're so relatable to everyone else.
Oh, yeah.
Like, even if you're not in a relationship, you can still relate to a relationship question because you have a friendship or something like that. So also make sure you subscribe to our podcast on your app of choice, so whether it's Apple or Spotify, and if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button to stay tuned with all things Getting Lippy with. So let's get in with the first question.
Hello honeys, you have reached Hun Hotline. Please leave your message after the tone.
Hi Imogen, I just want to say you're doing really well, so you should be really, really proud of yourself. I'm just asking a question really on what I should do with one of my friendships. So we fell out a few months ago over something that was really, really silly. we were both going through a really hard time, and I didn't really feel that she was there for me. She's away with Mark at the moment, and I have a really bad feeling that when she comes back, she's going to want to now have time for me. So yeah, just a bit of advice on what to do. Thank you, love you.
Thanks so much for your question. That was actually so sweet, the fact that you said I'm doing really well. Thank you, because I think
You are.
as a person, you don't think you are, do you? You're just hard on yourself. I am anyway.
But you are.
Nina's chewing because we're eating candy kittens. There's some of the, what are they, the watermelon ones? Sour watermelon.
Yes.
They're so
good
nice.
and vegan.
Yes. So, thank you so much for sending us your question. I'm really sorry that you're having a problem with your friendship at the moment, but all of us girls have been there. Every single person in the world. Actually, you're very lucky, Nina, because you've got your sisters. You're very close, and you've got
but
that.
friendships can always be a bit
Yeah,
funny.
they can.
Not funny, but you go through phases, especially if you've been friends for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if
They've been for a long time, but they might have been. But even then, people have that. It's like that dip where you either have to get through the dip and come out the other side, or you just disintegrate and you're just kind of like, we're not going to be friends anymore.
Right.
But
I mean, she had a bit of a hard time, she mentioned.
Yeah.
So I feel like you can't throw things away just because something happened.
Yeah.
You mentioned communication. So
yeah,
I think that
really
you should. Important.
Yeah, I think that when you're having something with your friends, if there is any bad blood or any bad feelings, you need to like have a chat about it, because otherwise it goes unspoken.
You can't assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like my friend recently, he told me that he was having a bit of a problem with his friend. His friend just hadn't spoken to him for a month, and I said to my friend, now it's been a month, he's probably not going to contact you, because people get to that point where it's so awkward that they're like, oh, I don't want to speak.
Yeah, it's not a relationship, is it? Well, it's a type of relationship, but it's not something where you're seeing each other every single day. So with friendships, you really have to
communicate. Because otherwise that friendship can be gone for one thing. And I'm really sorry to hear that it's not. I'm really sorry to hear that you had a bad time, but just know that sometimes people make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. You know, when I was in hospital, some of my best friend, she couldn't come to visit me, and I was there for a long time, and I remember thinking, well, she can't be my best friend then, because she's not visited me once and I've been in here for months. But people have lives too, and you know, sometimes, and then later on, after speaking with her about it, she was like, Imogen, I lost my granddad, I last saw him in a hospital, I couldn't see you in a hospital, and I didn't know how to tell you that, so I'm really sorry I wasn't there for you. And after she explained, I was like, oh my goodness, I never wanted you to ever feel uncomfortable. So I just think what you should
be a bit more conscious about what
you think is right, because sometimes we have these moral high grounds, and I do it a lot. I'm like, I would never treat my friend like that, so why are they treating me like that? But also, people are humans, and we're not bionic, and we make mistakes, and I'm really sorry to hear that you have had a bad time, and I hope that's passed. But what I want to say to you is, just give her the benefit of the doubt, and just try and talk to her. Now, it might turn out that it was a waste of time, and your friendship is dead in the water.
But at least you know.
Yes. At least you know. At least you gave her that time to be like, okay, we're not meant to be friends. Or she might turn around and be like, I'm really sorry I wasn't there for you. I was struggling with something myself. I had my own demons that I had, and there might be so many different reasons. And I'm not saying that people can make excuses, but people do have genuine, valid things that. And you know, I was watching this video recently. Someone said, I think it was that whole Tati and James Charles thing. I watched Tati's video, and she said the drama. And Tati said, just because someone's next to you with a broken arm doesn't mean your
your pain isn't
any
same.
less,
right?
Because
that's
people,
absolutely true.
It's so true.
People go through things. People have lives, jobs, issues of their own. So maybe they couldn't find that extra time, but then maybe there's a valid reason, and maybe there's not. But at least you'll know, and you won't assume.
Because the thing is, you do that, don't you? Sometimes you think, oh my goodness, I can't talk to my friend about it because she's going through such a hard time. But everyone has. Your drama might seem like so much to me. I might be like, oh my god, Nina's going through so much. Or vice versa. You might be like, Imogen's not going through that much. But to her, it is much. Do you know? So actually, just chat to her.
Absolutely.
Have a chat and just be like, is our friendship going to be salvaged? And if it's not, you gave it the opportunity. I also think, like, if you don't, then it's always the unknown. It's always like that. We could have been really close, and then you'll always live with that.
Especially if it's a long friendship, or even it doesn't need to be a long friendship, but it was a meaningful relationship
because you obviously cared.
Exactly.
So make sure you just chat to her. Even if and now she's back, it's probably the best opportunity because you kind of can just have a chat and just get it all out in the open and be honest. I really think that sometimes I know as a person, I've been scared to tell people something sometimes, and then the friendship has never actually got resolved because I didn't tell them how I actually
You weren't
felt.
honest about it.
Yeah, you need to literally sit her down and be like, I felt let down, I loved you as a friend, I felt that you weren't there for me, and then she might say, I'm really sorry I wasn't there for you, I had this going on, I will be there for you in the future, we learn and we move on.
Absolutely.
Don't you think?
Yeah, perfect.
I think we need to learn from things to move on with it.
Yeah, and with friendships, it's a give and take, isn't it? So you're there for each other, you're clearly friends for a reason, so give it a try.
Very true. And I don't know how old you are, but I think the older you get as well, friendships do become stronger, and also there's
More
not so many
meaningful.
because they're more meaningful. Yeah. Like my friends now, you know, I literally hold them with the highest regard because I'm like, wow, like I've been friends with you for 10 years, I'm so lucky you're in my life, and things like that. And you get like that when you're older, you get quite sentimental, don't you? I mean, I'm only 26, I'm talking like I'm 46, but
You're very wise.
and so are you.
Yeah.
I do actually feel like I am quite wise, but I think
you are. You're very mature for it.
Do you think?
Age. Yeah, I've told you that from the beginning.
I think that was when I was younger though. I got brought up by parents that were so emotionally aware that they are both really empathetic.
But then you went through so much that made you a bit
maybe
more.
It's that.
You grew up a little bit faster.
Yeah, maybe it's that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think that what you go through then makes you.
It molds you into the person you are.
Yeah. I don't know how I'd be if I wasn't an empath. Like my fiance, love him to pieces, but when we first met, he didn't really understand why I would cry at an advert. Men. But literally, it's yours.
We were watching, what movie was that? We went to,
Bohemian Rhapsody. Was it recently?
It was so lame. What? I don't know.
Stars Born.
We went to watch Aladdin.
Oh, I want to watch it.
So
It's really good.
It's a very Disney movie.
My mum cried.
Yeah. You know when Aladdin lets the genie go free?
Yes.
I literally started tearing, and I was like, "This is so." He started laughing. I was like, "No, babe, I need a tissue."
Yeah.
He's like, "Are you actually joking?"
They
I was
don't
like,
get it.
Listen,
They don't get it.
it's free.
Yeah. There he's gone.
Yeah.
He's left you.
Men don't get it.
No. And now he does though more. He does more because he understands.
Because you communicate.
Yeah. And he didn't grow up like that. He didn't grow up with parents that I did.
Right.
So he comes from quite a just an opposite background to me, a very different background, very different family.
Oh yeah.
Literally my family's like his family and my family are on two different spectrums, like completely the opposite.
So interesting, isn't it?
So then us coming together, when we first met, I remember him being like, I'm so loving, and I was like, you wait until you meet me, like until I really love you. I'm intense. I'm intense, like I'm too much.
Yeah.
But now he really understands that like sometimes when I cry at like, let's say, I don't know, I'll see someone really talented, I'll watch a YouTube video and see someone singing, I'm like, you're so talented, I can't stop crying.
Yeah.
He then now is like, oh,
that is so
Mills, that's so lovely.
Yeah.
And I'm like, good boy for understanding.
Yeah.
But it's because I communicate.
Because you communicate, you learn, and you adapt to each other.
That's the thing about relationships and friendships.
You have to adapt.
Yeah, it's
like taking
people.
two different lives, two different upbringings,
Yeah.
two different thoughts, feelings coming together.
And it can be hard.
Mental, yes. So it really depends on who you're friends with, who you're in a relationship
It's
with.
a complete compromise.
Oh, absolutely.
But you're not compromising your personality, you're compromising who you are. You're compromising for
how
someone
you
else.
can adapt to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are they, those animals, chameleons? Are they the ones that adapt? Yeah. We're like little chameleons in life. You know the ones that go into like, if they came here, they change
colour.
Yeah, they like change into this pink
Right,
colour.
right, yeah.
Okay, next question.
What is your opinion on the younger generation growing up with the pressures of society, such as the perfect Instagram body and all these expectations that are on social media?
Such a good
Oh my
question.
god, I think that's such a good question.
I'm glad that young people are really
Engaging with that.
even thinking about
Yes.
that, even being aware that that's happening.
Yeah, because
What are
actually,
your thoughts?
well, I look at the younger generation now, like my little brother, 15, like he's just turned 15.
Damn, he's 15
I can't believe it.
Wow.
Oh my goodness, and it worries me, but one thing I really love about him is he's not like the kids in his year. They're all on Snapchat, they're all on these things, and he just doesn't like that, he doesn't care for it. But I could not be a 13-year-old now.
I can't even imagine.
I can't imagine it.
I can't imagine.
I met a nurse recently and she was telling me about the youth of today and how she's noticed a change in the last couple of years of young people as young as 9 and 8 taking their own lives.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm like, when I was 8 and 9, I could never even think about suicide. I couldn't even, because there was no pressures back then.
Right.
The worst thing for me was like if the clique in school would push me out that week and it was all being like that. And there was Bebo and MySpace, but it was not as intense as it is now.
Yeah.
Like, it scares me.
It's crazy.
Like, I think, how can you be a kid in today and actually look at these people that a lot of social media is a lie.
Yeah.
It's a lie.
I mean, it's just being aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
If you're aware and conscious of what's going on in our society, you're more... You understand things better.
Yeah.
You're not so harsh on yourself.
Yeah.
It's almost like... It's a reflection, isn't it? You feel how... You kind of like reflect on other people what you feel about yourself.
Yeah, and I think that
social media does...
Scrolling through things and making yourself feel negative. I'm actually so happy that you've seen that, you know, obviously it's not all a lie. Like, I put so much on Instagram, I put so much on YouTube. I think that YouTube is more open for me because I can really show my personality and stuff like that. Instagram's harder because it's a photo. That's why Instagram stories is good. But I think that I really hope that you know that social media isn't... It's one photo out of a whole day.
Right.
You know, that's why I've done so many videos on my channel of me being like, I'm not okay today. Like, I'm very open
and your
about
story times show the kind of person that you are, what you've gone through, and where you are now. But I mean, young people process so much, whether it's in school, social media, family. There's a lot that goes on, and there's this
so hard being young.
There's this statistic it's on our website, but it talks about the youth and how a large number of people suffer with different types of mental disorders purely because of things they've gone through or are currently going through in school. Again, social media.
I think social media is like another catalyst.
They process so much, thousands of images, people, stories, you know, bullying. It's a lot to handle. So I feel like anything that kind of reels them back into reality and almost...
Even if it's putting yourself off social media, if you're feeling down, like, just say to yourself that day, today I'm not going to go on it, because you know what? It's this negative energy that we feed on. We really feed on it. And my mum told me that ever since I was growing up. My mum was in a really bad foster care home when she was growing up. And she said to me that when she was feeling low, the last thing she would do is watch the news, read the papers. She would never talk to someone she knew was going through a bad time, because and our brains have this, it's like a feeder, and you feed that negative energy and you just become lower and lower and lower and lower. And you know, it's like a lot of things with people that suffer with, you know, eating disorders and stuff like that. You're in your brain, and you're in your brain more, and the thought of going around food can make you feel so uncomfortable and all these different things that actually, if you can come off social media, you're going to feel so much lighter. So much lighter. Because I get a lot of girls messaging me and they're like, you're so pretty, I wish I looked like you. And I'm like, what? No, like, you are so beautiful. I'm not saying, by the way, that I think I'm pretty. I'm just saying I get these messages, and I went on my Instagram stories the other day, and I was like, please don't message me saying that. I love you so much. I don't actually want you to ever think that you have to compare yourself to me, because every single person in the world could compare themselves to Angelina Jolie or whoever they could, but it's just not healthy. It's not healthy.
I feel like everyone's so different. So with the youth, I feel like you have to be aware of what makes you comfortable, what makes you happy, and stick to those. So if you're having a bad day, go back to that thing that makes you happy, whether it's your friends, talking to your family, maybe it is social media, but who are you watching on social media? Who are you looking at? What are you taking in?
So true. I think that at primary school, we're like encouraged to be whoever you want to be. Like at primary school, it's like, you're a kid, there's no judgment. So I literally look at my little sister and I'm like, you can just do whatever you want. Then they go into secondary school, and it's kind of like, you need to be like everyone else. You're all parallel, and it's like, it's really worrying. And I think that if you can really understand, you know, it's a bubble. Social media is a bubble. There's so much in the world out there. There's so much you can do. Cinema, go out with your friends, go bowling. Like, I'm so old school. The cinema makes me
outdoors.
Climb trees, break your ankle, falling out.
But genuinely, social media is such a powerful tool in good ways and in bad. So it's the way you utilize it. So what are you intaking? What are you doing? Who's around you?
If there's someone that's making you feel negative, just unfollow them. No one's telling you need to follow anyone. Like, no one is. Mute their stories, mute their tweets, do whatever you want. Do you know, I do find YouTube quite a nice place in the sense that I love YouTube so much. I love social media.
Yeah.
I love YouTube more than Instagram, because on YouTube I can feel what other people are doing. I love vlogs. When I'm feeling a bit low, I'm like, I'm going to go and watch this person for a vlog, and it brings me upbeat, it brings me, you know, whatever. But when I'm feeling down, when I'm feeling anxious, or when I'm feeling a little bit low myself, the last thing I will do is watch a crime series on YouTube, because I get so warped by it. I'm like, I'll start watching this girl talk. Like, I love Ellen Neal, I love Kendall Ray, I love Daniel Hallen, and they do all these like crime series about like serial killers or murderers, and then I'll watch them and I'm like, that man did that to that young girl, and I will become warped. I'm like, I hate the world, I think it's awful, I hate men, I become so horrible about it.
See, I'm the opposite. I love that stuff.
Because it takes you away.
Mostly because this is what I'm interested in.
Yes. I love that stuff. But when I'm feeling low, I can't watch it.
So you need to be aware of what makes you your best you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that way, I know in my head, right, Imogen, you can't watch this stuff because it's making me feel negative.
At least you're aware of it. That's what I'm trying to say. So be aware of what you're doing, what makes you happy, what doesn't, and
actually very true.
And apply those.
Like, a lot of people, when they suffer with things, they write food diaries or stuff like that.
Right.
Why don't you write a diary of what day you felt low and
what
you did, and
so you can become aware of what it was that triggered that.
Like, even if it's friends you're surrounding yourself with and they're making you feel rubbish, distance yourself. Distance yourself. And I know it's hard when you're younger, but as you get older you can be like, see ya.
Because how can we change things if we're not aware of them?
Exactly. Very true. Love that. Become aware of your surroundings and who is around you. Consciousness. Love that. Thanks for your question. I'm so proud of you.
Hi, hoping you can answer my question. So I'm 21, I'm in my last year at uni, and I've been with my boyfriend for just over 6 months now. He wants us to move in together after I graduate. However, I'm a very independent person, and want to live by myself for a while. I also think I'm too young, and we haven't really been together that long anyway. I was just wondering, how would you, if you were in that situation, tell your boyfriend without him getting offended or me potentially hurting his feelings?
Yes, we love an independent woman. We rate this so highly.
To you,
baby.
21, you know what you want.
You sound like a woman.
Give it to me. I love that. I love that. I praise that, because I feel like the younger generation don't really think about the future like that, and
we're so quick to grow up.
Yes, and they're so quick to be like, yes, I have a boyfriend, I want to. Give it time.
Yes.
Give it time. 6 months. It's fresh. It's new. It's exciting.
I think it's amazing that he wants to move in with you, and that's really nice.
Yes. But give it some time and stick to your gut. If you know what you want, and you feel like this is what's right for you, stick to it, and he'll be more than understanding. He knows you. He clearly knows that you're independent. You're a hard worker.
Exactly.
He'll completely understand. He can come visit. He can have sleepovers.
Yes, he can come over. He will probably be over a lot.
He doesn't have to move his whole wardrobe.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
He can have a toothbrush.
Yes, he can have a toothbrush.
He can have a drawer. It's all good. But share the rent with me? Put your name on the lease? No need, babes. I'm good for now. I'm good for now. No, because I feel like I'm so much like that.
Yeah, you are so independent.
I love that, because you get to...
You came from a very independent family.
Yes, but it's also like, you're 21, you're still getting to know yourself, you're going to get into a job, right? End of uni.
And also, you probably love him. You probably really love him. You want your relationship to last.
Yes.
And I know, I moved out very young. I moved out just before I was 18.
Yeah,
just before I was 18. And self-destruct mode. Imogen, self-destruct mode. Like, I was like, want this relationship to last. Living with someone you're 18. He was a lot older than me. He had a child. It was intense. Now, saying that, I'm 26 now. I moved in with my fiance now, but my boyfriend at the time, after 4 months of being together. But
how's that?
Amazing. But honestly, I'm not just saying this. I lived with my 2 ex-boyfriends, but living with him, I'm older, I knew what I wanted. Like, we knew from the get-go that it was serious, and living with him was like a big test. And when you're older, you want that test to come sooner rather than later, because I'm not 21, I'm 26, I know what I want. I don't want to get to 30 and be like, I live with him finally, and then it suddenly goes to rubbish. And that's me as a person.
Yeah.
But saying that, it worked. However, if it didn't work, then I would have known early on. But at your age, 21,
finishing uni, you're going to get into a job, you have this exciting relationship. Find yourself, give yourself some space.
Yeah.
Independence, you know?
You need it, and also your relationship will be so much stronger for it, because you don't even know what you want to do in your life yet. I don't know if you do. Like at 21, I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Maybe she does.
No,
she sounds confident.
Yeah, I love that. Maybe she really
But
does.
the thing is, it's like, he can visit anytime.
Yeah. I think that the way you're going to have to break it to him and speak to him about it is say how much you love him and how much you respect your relationship, that you want it to grow. You need to experience these things on your own first, so that when you're older, you have something to look forward to. And I think he'll really respect that. I don't think
he's welcome anytime.
Yeah, and I think if he did get funny with you about it, then you really need to assess how that is, because he should respect your decision, and also respect that you're putting your relationship first. You are, essentially, because you want to be at one with yourself. You want to know who you are, you want to know what you're doing, and clearly you do because you've got your head screwed on. But I think that you need to experience living on your own for a bit. I lived on my own. I lived on my own for a good year. Well, longer than that. I lived on my own for like 5 years on my own.
But I mean, even flatmates or like, you know, sharing a space with someone can always be tricky. So you don't want to test your relationship that way, that early on.
Not
on top of your last year at uni and getting it. No, just like chill.
Yes.
It's all good.
It'll all fall into place. And also, like, you've got so long. If you are going to spend the rest of your life together, you don't know that yet, but hopefully you will. If you are going to, you've got all that time to get married, to have a house, to rent flats and pay them whatever it is, and be like, oh, this rent's extortionate, and, you know, have to juggle bills and stuff like that. But for the moment, I think you need to experience things on your own so that you can really appreciate living with him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Go, girl.
Yeah, I love that. So, angels, I love you sending me in your questions, but I know a lot of you are worried that your voice is going to be heard and you don't want to send me a voice note, and I completely understand that. So we're opening up the Hun hotline. So what I'm going to be doing is also having some Instagram DMs. We're going to be asking you during the week on Getting Lippy With if you want to send us in some DMs, because I do get a lot of DMs every day telling me about relationships and friendships and asking me for advice. So I'd like to just answer them, that we can all talk about them. And also I will not be sharing any names, so don't worry about it. So I'm going to be... What? No. I was like, is there a jingle in the background? Yeah, it's on. Yeah. Okay, so I've just got a message from this beautiful angel, and I really mean this, like absolutely stunning. She said, Imogen, I just found out I got cheated on by my boyfriend over 10 times over the last 2 years we've been together. Any advice on how to deal with this? I feel so ugly. I'm sorry, but that is actually awful. Like
10 times.
10, but it's not even that. Like, please, the end of that, saying you feel so ugly, makes me feel so sad. Because actually, that's why I think cheating is so horrendous, because people don't understand the aftermath of what it leads to.
The impact it makes on the person.
The insecurities you're left with. Like, I've watched cheating firsthand destroy people, and that's why I'm so anti it. Like, yeah. I know, but do you know what actually really annoyed me? Just quickly going off topic, I will go back to that. I used to work in this club, and this manager once said to me, he was French and he was cheating on his wife, who was then pregnant, but he loved her. He said he loved her, and I was like, I don't know how you can love someone you'd openly hurt, right? You'd actually hurt them. If she ever found out, would she ever think you ever loved her? No.
Right.
So I was really on my high horse, having a go at him, really going in, because when I go in, I go in.
Right.
And he said to me, you can't ever say you'll never cheat. Never say never. I said, no. That is not true. I said I'd never try a drug. I will never ever try drugs ever in my life. Whatever you want to do is your own thing. Right. If people have cheated, people make mistakes, I get it. But I, as a person, will never cheat. And he was like, no, you can never say never. And I was like, but you can.
Right.
Like, and it really upset me and really offended me, because I've seen so much of cheating and so many things that I'm like, no, as a person, no one's going to hold a gun to my head and say, cheat on him.
I feel like cheating, everyone has a different perception.
Yeah.
How does it happen? How many times does it happen? Like, what is the reason? There's so many things that go into why a person cheats.
Yeah.
Now, every situation is different, but I feel like
it was none of your fault.
No, that's a definite.
That's a given.
But I feel like Should you stay with someone who cheats? Again, it's of course your choice, but you really have to take everything into context. Like, does it make you feel good? Of course it doesn't. How did you find out? Has it been hidden from you? Does he treat you well but still cheats, or does he treat you really bad? Like, there's so much that goes into it. You really have to just look at everything and make your decision. But in my opinion, I personally couldn't stay if someone cheated on me once or more time, because not only would it mess with my my perception of myself, how I feel, how I look at that person day to day.
You'd never respect them.
Trust. How do I trust that person? And a lot goes into it. I think there's more work that goes into you staying
and resolving
it than leaving, because ultimately you have to put yourself first,
100%.
Your feelings first, your mental health first. So it really depends how that relationship makes you feel.
And the thing is, I'm telling you now, I want you to have that much worth that you walk away from him. I really do. I know that I shouldn't be giving, my 2 cents, but I want to tell you that really as a person, I know when I have my phone's going off, and that is my mum. Wonderful. Sorry about that. My mum is the only person who calls me my fiance. That's how many friends I have. But I mean, if I'm honest, you are young. I can't see your exact age on your Instagram, but I can see that you're young. You have your whole life ahead of you. I get it when you're in a relationship when you're older and you've probably got kids and you've been married, and I get that sometimes people try and make things work because there's different things that go into it, and I can't sit here and judge every single person because I can't.
Every situation is so vastly
different. But for him to do that to you, please don't ever let it make you think you're ugly, because he is the ugly one. For someone to do that to someone, his heart has to be black, his heart has to be dark. It has to be completely, because for him to have done that to you, he'd either gone through something as a kid, witnessed maybe his dad cheating and watched that, and I don't know.
There's so many things that it could be, but it's not your responsibility to figure that out.
To take his pain on.
Your responsibility is to yourself. So put yourself first and see what that decision is at the end of the day.
Because you have to take this into consideration. Can you ever look him in the eye? Can you ever trust him again? Can you ever feel the way you felt for him?
Can you be loving towards each other?
Because I know for me, if that happened to me, God forbid it ever does, but I will say this, I would be a nasty person, because I can forgive, I can't ever forget. I'm honestly like a dog with a bone, and my relationship with him would be awful. I bring it up all the time, and actually it's not fair on both of you, because yes, they've done wrong, but for you to walk away is a hard thing. It's a hard thing to do,
especially if you really care about the person.
Because we put them on this pedestal. When you're in love, you're like, they're amazing, and then your whole world crashes down. You're like, what am I going to do? But I will tell you this one thing for a fact. You are going to be fine. Right now, you feel weak, you feel vulnerable, you feel let down, you feel so worthless, you feel like you said, okay, you're not. None of those above, you are. You are everything opposite to that.
And it's so much easier said than done, but you will walk away on the other side 10 times better.
I think a lot of people, it's so easy. If someone was to cheat on you, you take it on yourself as in it's got to be me, but it's definitely not. You didn't choose to do that action. And you know what a lot of people say, I pushed him to do it because I was this way. No. You never held a gun to someone's head and said, cheat on me. Someone, if they did it because their actions and what they chose to do was what they chose to do. It's nothing to do with you. It could be all sorts of reasons why he did it. Whatever. But he might be insecure of you doing it, all these things. But again, not your problem. Not your problem. You're not his mum. You don't have to guide him through life. You shouldn't have to feel the pain of him because of what he's going through. That's not fair. And if he loved you and if he cared about you and if he respected you, he would never ever let his lips lie on anyone else. Never. And that's something that he will have to live with, not you. You let that go. You say to yourself, right, he cheated on me. I'm not going to think every man will cheat on me. Because I think that some people can go into relationships, like my first boyfriend, he didn't cheat on me, but he was rank and just an idiot. And I went into the next relationship thinking that everyone was rank and an idiot, and I did that for so many years of my life that I became so bitter towards men that actually I lost a lot of years. I know I'm only 26, but I did lose a lot of years of just hating men. And now I'm like, I've met someone who's the opposite, literally the antithesis. I love that word. My old brother taught me. It literally means, it means from Latin. It means anti, meaning like the opposite.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, calm down.
My older brother's the intelligent one in the family, but honestly, he's the opposite of anything I ever thought was a man that existed.
Right.
You know, I thought that my dad is an older generation. People don't like him, don't exist anymore, but actually they do.
Absolutely.
And please don't waste your time trying to resolve a relationship where he didn't try and help you out.
Listen, he made a choice and
Yeah.
you have one too.
Yes.
Simple as.
Once is a mistake sometimes, twice is a choice.
It's always a choice.
Yeah, it's always a choice.
Always
a choice. Always a choice.
And you have the
Yeah.
choice as well, so do what's best for you, I
Yeah.
feel.
I couldn't think of anything worse. Like if I sat in front of
Oh,
someone
hell
and they,
no.
oh my god, honestly, if someone even DMs me, I feel disgusting. I'm like, a man, I'm like, ugh, can they not see? I'm engaged. Like, go away. I get really offended by it. But I've always been like that.
Right.
But thank you so much for sending me your question on DM. I feel so grateful to have you in my life, and I really hope that that's helped you. Please don't feel ugly. You are so beautiful inside and out.
stop it.
Your heart is pure and beautiful, and just allow that to flourish in another relationship and on your own. And love yourself. Please, please, please don't let him destroy
You're
that.
worth it for sure.
Exactly. Oh, this has been
makes
so
us
cute.
sad.
Nina, give me a hug.
My arm is like,
I know, yeah. You've been touching me as well. You've been like giving me cuddles.
Thank you for having me.
No, thanks for coming on. I'm
You
so
smell
grateful.
good.
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's Chanel. Thanks.
Oh, calm down.
No, it's a little tester bottle, so don't worry about it.
it's Chanel.
No, it's not Chanel, darling. It is a little tester bottle, but it's fine. Anyway, thanks so much for joining us today. Thanks for having me. I'm so
Thank you.
grateful.
I'm so grateful.
No, I'm so grateful that you came on and talked about everything and just been so lovely.
Yeah.
Make sure you go and follow Nina. I'll leave everything in the description below. Make sure you subscribe on your app of choice. Please, please, please leave us a review. It'd be really helpful for us because we're currently on 389 reviews, I think, and it really helps us to, like people, even if you leave 1 star, I mean, it's still a review, but like it would be grateful if you left 5.
Yeah.
But yeah, just take 1 second out of your time to leave us a review because it really does help getting this podcast out there to other people so we can share the message of people just being able to vent and share their problems and us just being one, like
And
us
be
being
there
friends.
for each other.
Exactly.
Be one. Found it.
Peach.
Be one.
Peachy.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that little integration. Okay, well, I love you all so much. Until next time, I'm going to love you and I'm going to leave you. Bye. Bye.